So, what is the effect that schools have on the socialization process of children? School peers have more access to children's everyday lives than just about anyone else. Parents don't usually see their kids at school, and teachers don't usually see their students at home, but peers see one another everywhere in school, at home, on the streets, at malls, on sport teams, and in a variety of other locations. And it's a basic fact of the maturation process of adolescence that most teens turn away from their family and to their peers as they become more and more independent. As children reach adolescence and struggle to establish a self-identity distinct from their families, they turn more and more to school peers as both a source of information about who they are and a reference point against which they measure themselves. As far as sexuality goes, most peers report that the vast amount of information they get about sexuality is either learned from the media or from a peer group that they socialize with. Schools at all levels contain an abundance of subtle and not so subtle lessons about what's considered appropriate and inappropriate behaviors for female and male members of our society. In earlier grades, teachers sometimes draw on sex as a basis for sorting students and organizing their activities, or casually pit girls against boys for spelling or math competitions. And Newman points out, sitting in the same classroom, reading the same textbook, listening to the same teacher, boys and girls receive very different educations. Our schools reinforce gender through subtle lessons that are most likely unintended but nevertheless pervasive. Girls receive less feedback than boys from teachers. Girls talk less in class, and when they do talk, they're reminded more often to raise their hands. Girls rarely see mentioned the contributions of women in their textbooks. Girls are more likely than boys to be the focus of unwanted sexual attention in school, too. The outcome of these differential treatments is that as girls reach adolescence, they tend to become quieter in the classroom. And there is some evidence that segregating the sexes in the classroom will improve the confidence of girls and encourage them to seek positions in math and science. So this begs the question, should the sexes be segregated? Some educators and researchers argue for sex-segregated schools because girls that attend them are more assertive, more confident, more likely to take classes in mathematics, computer science, and physics. The popularity of these types of schools is increasing. Another issue that is on the rise in the schools is bullying. We know that there are some differences in how girls and boys engage in these kinds of behaviors. But far more often, boys will use physical intimidation, while girls tend to backbite, generate rumors, use name-calling, and inflict psychological pain. Girls fight with body language and relationships rather than fists and knives. Rather than being physical, they use emotional intimidation.